to the second edition of The Week That Was by La Matnia Girls College. The headlines for the national news today are as follows. Cyclone Nisarga hits the west coast of India. Apple awards rupees 75 lakh to an Indian bug bounty hunter. Prime Minister holds the India-Australia virtual summit. Now, the news in detail. Cyclone Nisarga, the most severe storm to hit the west coast since the cyclone in 1948, developed over the Arabian Sea and made landfall in Raigad district south of Mumbai, with wind speeds of up to 120 km per hour on Wednesday, 3rd June at 12:30 p.m. Heavy rainfall was experienced in Mumbai and Madhya Pradesh. Responsible for the death of a few people and uprooted trees in Alibag, scientists agree that rising sea surface temperatures (SST) in the Arabian Sea are contributing to the formation of an increased number of cyclones. Bhavuk Jain, 27, an Indian bug bounty hunter, was awarded $100,000 by Apple on finding a bug in the Sign In with Apple account authentication, which could enable an attacker to control the user's account on third-party applications. On Thursday, 4th June 2020, Prime Minister Modi held the India-Australia virtual summit with Prime Minister Scott Morrison, who was scheduled to visit India in January, focusing on a more positive trajectory in bilateral relations.
So I look forward to this first Australia-India Leaders Virtual Summit today. I wish I could be there for what has become the famous Modi hug.
Prime Minister Modi says that the two countries' comprehensive strategic partnership will be important during the global pandemic and that their relations will become a factor of stability for the world. Next we have the international news.
First, the headlines. Remdesivir improves the symptoms of COVID-19 patients. 11th Ebola outbreak in the DROC. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation becomes the biggest funder of the WHO. Hong Kong commemorates the crackdown on pro-democracy protests of 1989. The world unites against racism. Now, the news in detail. Remdesivir, an experimental drug by California-based biotech company Gilead Sciences, is said to mitigate the symptoms of moderately ill, hospitalized COVID-19 patients if given for 5 days.
The data shows that remdesivir has a clear-cut, significant positive effect in diminishing the time to recovery.
A study by the National Institutes of Health suggests that it could shorten the average recovery period to 11 days in hospitalized patients with severe disease. On 1st June 2020, the Democratic Republic of the Congo declared the 11th outbreak of the Ebola virus disease in the Vangata health zone in Equator province. Currently battling the world's largest measles outbreak and COVID-19, the country's announcement states that an Ebola outbreak is in its final phase in eastern Congo. Following US President Donald Trump's announcement of the US terminating its ties with the World Health Organization, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is set to become the first private foundation to have the largest influence on the WHO by becoming its biggest funder.
We decided to start doing it because we think that the news that the world has made this incredible progress. That news isn't really out there, and yet the UN set these amazing goals for the future to help us really continue to reduce poverty. And we want to make sure that we hold people accountable for that progress. We let them know what's happened and really inspire the next generation of leaders who are going to take these tasks on.
Thursday marks the anniversary of when China suppressed pro-democracy demonstrations around central Beijing's Tiananmen Square, when Chinese troops opened fire on their own people. Many people in Hong Kong plan to commemorate the crackdown of 1989 by lighting candles across the city on Thursday, circumventing a ban on the usual public gatherings amid the coronavirus pandemic. George Floyd, 46, died of cardiopulmonary arrest complicating law enforcement subdual, restraint and neck compression, and the manner of death was homicide, the Hennepin County medical examiner in Minneapolis said in a statement. The death of this African American has caused thousands to speak out on the unjust treatment meted out to persons of color.
I think I'm just embarrassed as a white person to know that that can happen, to actually watch a lynching. You know, we've all seen books, and you look in the books and you see black people hanging up on trees, and you are amazed. But we just saw it again. I never thought I'd see that, you know, with my own eyes in real time.
This started with Rodney King. Rodney King was 30 years ago. We suffered in this city through Abner Louima and Amadou Diallo and Sean Bell and Eric Garner. How many times have we seen the same situation? Yes, the names change, but the color doesn't.
I don't know what made that video more painful for people to watch. The fact that that man was having his life taken in front of our eyes, the fact that we're watching someone being murdered by someone whose job is to protect and serve, or the fact that he seemed so calm doing it, you know? Oftentimes we're always told that police feared for their life. It was like a threat, but now more and more we're starting to see that it's like, no, it doesn't seem like there's a fear. It just seems like you can do it, so you did it. There was a black man on the ground in handcuffs, and you could take his life, so you did.
In some ways, as tragic as these past few weeks have been, as difficult and scary and uncertain as they've been, they've also been an incredible opportunity for people to be awakened to some of these underlying trends. And they offer an opportunity for us to all work together to tackle them, to take them off, to change them.
Now, some news on the environment. The theme for World Environment Day 2020, which is celebrated on 5th June annually, is biodiversity. On 31st May, PM Modi, through his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio, stressed the importance of rainwater conservation and urged the citizens to plant trees and make a resolve to maintain a daily relationship with nature this World Environment Day. A rare species of triangular turtle was caught by fishermen at the Deoli Dam under the Mayurbhang district of Odisha. It was later released by the Forest Department in the Deoli Dam. Triangular turtles are soft-shell turtles. A turtle can weigh more than 30 kilograms and has a maximum life of 50 years. They are found in Africa, Asia, and North America.
Now bringing some news from the world of science and technology. 2 American astronauts aboard a SpaceX capsule docked the International Space Station, forging a new landmark for NASA and visionary billionaire Elon Musk. The milestone flight marked the first time that humans have traveled to orbit in a commercially developed spacecraft.
Sir, it's obviously been our honor to be just a small part of this. We have to give credit to SpaceX, the Commercial Crew Program, and of course NASA.
Doctors from the Mahatma Gandhi Medical College Healthcare
led by senior cardiac surgeon K.R. Balakrishnan, implanted an adult-sized heart pump in an 11-year-old boy's heart. The boy, who has now recovered and is waiting for flights to resume, danced to his favorite Bollywood track with the battery bag hanging across his shoulder.
The headlines of the cultural news today are as follows. Banjara Hills, Hyderabad. The Kalakriti Art Gallery reopens its new Sights and Insights virtual exhibition focusing on contemporary art by 27 artists. Word of the week, Antonet. Studies show that ants communicate in an algorithm-like language, processing complex information such as the sun's position, wind direction, slopes, odors, and number of steps, etc. Researchers use the term Antonet to describe this mechanism as it is similar to the working of the internet. Amidst this epoch of misery, numerous Indian citizens stepped out and took upon the role of Samaritans by helping the impoverished meet their needs and providing them with necessities.
अजीब दास्तां है ये कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म ये मंजिल है कौन सी न वो समझ सके न हम
With this, we come to the end of this week's dose of knowledge. We'll be back again next week. Until then, stay safe, stay informed.